Hey, it's Max here. Hopefully you can hear me good in this video. Please let me know. I recorded a review for Trap already, and then the audio sounded weird. So I think I had the microphone backwards. So this is a sponsored review from my good friend Bruce, the King of Nerds, the Kingdom of Nerds. Go check out the Kingdom. He made me see Trap. But fortunately, I was able to go with my wife, so I had someone to hold on to during this intense horror thriller movie with Josh Hartnett at a pop concert with his daughter, where he is being sought out as the killer, the butcher. I will be going into spoilers in this review. So, two things I did today on date morning with me and my wife, sponsored by Bruce. We went to see Trap at the theater, and then we went to Chinese buffet for lunch, and I went to town on some sushi. Now, the one mistake was the Chinese restaurant was not good, and I feel it all day afterwards. I feel horrible. My stomach is such a mess right now. I've been drinking water like crazy, and I still have like a horrible headache too. The good thing, the better part of the day, was seeing Trap at the theater with my wife. I will say this, seeing horror movies in the theater, my good God, 30 minutes of horror trailers beforehand. Like I like horror now. I'm interested, but goodness gracious, they're so front loaded with horror trailers. I will say I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. It was a lot of fun. I will say it's, and this may go against what M. Night Shyamalan fans want. This is definitely M. Night Shyamalan light. And the biggest twist that he may have ever had for one of his movies is there's not really a twist. It's really what you see, what you get in the trailer. Even with that said, it's still thrilling. It still gets your attention with Josh Hartnett trying to escape the police. There are cringy moments. There are silly moments. But this is like teenager horror before like a movie that's okay for like younger people to see. Not kids, because it's still the subject matter. But early teens, late teens type of horror movie before you get to the screams and all that other things. The pop star part was done well. I don't know if I'm kind of thinking she might be related to M. Night Shyamalan, unless she's a real pop star. I have no idea. So that part of it was fun. The concert part was fun. The extra characters were interesting. They really rely a lot on Josh Hartnett, though. A lot. He does a lot just with his facial expressions and acting, and I think he deserves a lot of credit in this movie. He definitely carried the movie. The other characters, the daughter, his wife, the pop star, some of the police, the federal investigators, they were okay. One of the funnest characters was the t-shirt guy, the salesman at the concert. He was a lot of fun. I will say though, even with in it, for better for worse, the reason I didn't want to see this movie and why Bruce made me see it was I thought that even though in the trailer they're trying to catch a killer, I thought stuff was going to go down at the concert. Like there was going to be, unfortunately, some people and some fans going down at the concert for him to try to get away. That did not happen. I think that would be harder for audiences. I think that would be gruesome and pretty close to, unfortunately, that's more like real life than what the movie actually is, just trying to catch him and, catch him after the concert. So for better for worse, that may be a good part for some people. It may be a bad part because it's like It's not really, you know, this is a far-fetched scenario to catch the butcher, but it is a lot of fun. And I would give this a solid 7 out of 10. Even though I enjoyed it, I could not recommend you know, go to the theater just for this movie. If you don't go to the movies often, if you want to support all cinema, I would think that some M. Night Shyamalan fans might have an issue with this particular movie. I think he's going for a bigger audience than he, and you know, we're talking about M. Night Shyamalan. He was huge in the 90s and early 2000s, but not so much anymore. He really has to get a hook to earn those tickets. And I think this was his approach for M. Night Shyamalan Light, for to get in a younger audience, become fans, and just do a thriller horror movie that's not so intense. But with great acting from Josh Hartnett. I keep going back to that. That's really what sells the movie. I would like, now that I'm thinking about it, I would like Josh Hartnett to star in another horror movie, or give it another shot for another villain. And there may be even opportunities for him to continue this character the way it ends, which I think it was a satisfying ending. He's kind of unchained at the end, literally and figuratively, where he could just, because he has two lives. This serial killer has two lives. One where he tries to maintain his family, take care of his family, and be the most like OCD father ever, which he might have actually been a good father, even though he was a serial killer in his other life. And he wanted to keep his life separate. So there is a strong hook for a potential sequel where he has no attachment to his real life anymore, and he can just be the butcher, which is actually very frightening. So if they go that route, and this is part one of a potential series, and Josh Hartnett, they just call it the Butcher for the next one, whew, that would be pretty intense. And then that might make this movie stronger too. The weak points were probably the acting from Pop Star, and if there was one twist, I think that was the biggest twist, was that I don't really think there was, but if you want to consider it a twist, is that the Pop Star gets in on the story trying to catch the Butcher, which is kind of ridiculous and silly, but it's also fun. So I think that's the low point. In M. Night Shyamalan's cameo, that was fun, you know. But I thank you so much, Bruce, for supporting this sponsored review. Please, if you can, go support Kingdom of Nerds. And I hope to do more reviews, and I really want to see more horror movies. But I will say, this end credit sequence, which there is one, is better than anything we've been getting in recent Marvel movies. I love this end credit sequence a lot more. I laughed my butt off when I saw that end credit sequence featuring one of the best characters of the movie. So definitely check that out. I do think this is going to do better on VOD and rental, and it's I would say an easy recommendation for your couch. Okay, that's maybe where I'll take my reviews. For the couch and the home, high recommendation. Should you get off the couch and go drive to the theater and see this? I can't recommend that. I can't, unless you're really into this type of movie and you're M. Night Shyamalan or Josh Hartnett fan. I can't recommend you go out of your way to see this movie. But if it's within grasp and you want a fun movie and enjoy a thriller, light horror movie, definitely. And I would have really enjoyed this too, just chilling at my house with a few friends or my wife and watching a horror movie with my dog. I think it's really where it's going to find success. Thank you for watching this review. This is the second time I filmed it, and I hope it was I hope it made sense. I appreciate all your support, and I'll see you next time. And please recommend some other movies for me to review, and I'll do my best. Oh, and Evil Dead review is coming up as well. I finally watched it. I'll see you next time. Bye.